and welcome. This is a code enforcement hearing for the City of North Miami. Today is March 2nd, 2016. My name is Beatrice Casro and I will be serving as Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property, as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved, or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered by these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant. And it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the City of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, if you're giving testimony on a case today, please rise and raise your right hand so the officer could administer the oath and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, please say I do.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you're about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Please say I do.
Please announce if there are any additions, corrections, and/or deletions to the hearing agenda, please.
Item number 2, case number CERCV 2016-00001 is complied. Item 5, CEXP 2016-00008 is complied. Item 6, CEWAL 2015-00008 is complied. Item 8, CEPFY 2015-00377 is complied. Item 9, CEBLR 2015-00067 is off calendar. Item 10, CEJNK 2015-00191 is off calendar. Item 11, CEXP 2016-00003 is postponed a month. Item 12, CEXP 2016-00004 is postponed a month. Item 13, CEPFY 2016-00005 is postponed a month. Item 14, CEOSV 2015-00042 is complied. Item 15, CEXP 2015-00309 is complied. Item 17, CENUS 2015-00076 is complied. Item 19, CEBPR 2015-00104 is complied. Item 21, CERCV 2016-00005 is complied. Item 22, CEBPR 2015-00115 is complied. Item 24, CERCV 2015-00058 is complied. Item 25, CEPKS 2015-00018 is complied. Item 26, CEAPV 2015-00009 is complied. Item 29, CEJNK 2015-00188 is complied. Item 30, CEMHO 2015-00059 is complied. Item 33, CEFAW 2015-00134 is complied. Item 36, CEBPR 2015-00101 is complied. Item 37, CEPFY 2016-00010 is complied. Item 38, CEJNK 2016-00001 is complied. Item 39, CEPFY 2015-003A1 is complied. Item 41, CEPFY 2016-00013 is complied. Item 42, CEMHO 2016-00005 is complied. Item 43, CEPOM 2016-00001 is complied. Item 44, CEFAW 2015-00163 is complied. Item 45, CEXP 2015-00379 is complied. Item 46, CEZPU 2015-00054 is complied. Item 50, CEIBY 2015-00177 is complied. Item 52, CEBRD 2015-00004 is complied. Item 53, CEXP 2015-00375 is complied. Item 55, CENUS 2016-00010 is postponed a month. Item 56, CEXP 2015-00336 is complied. Item 57, CEXC 2015-00054 is complied. Item 60, CEXP 2015-00278 is postponed a month. Item 65, CEPOM 2015-00048 is complied. Item 68, CEDSP 2016-00008 is postponed for a month. And that completes all the deletions on the agenda.
All right, if we're ready, please call the first case.
First case is item number 63, Tina Chung, Officer M. Fetzel, case number CEBMP 2014-00103. Item number 63.
Good evening.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Edmund Fitzel, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was posted with notice to appear on February 19th and mailed notice to appear on February 19th. They are still having almost done with the permit process with the building department. There was some paperwork that was lost from structural.
Which I would like to say was approved yesterday. The pilings, which
Great.
was the worst part. Exactly.
Mhm.
I was there today and I dropped off the NOAs that they wanted, the slab elevation and the new land survey. So the only thing it's looking like per the city today is I need to provide heating and cooling load calculation to show that the existing AC unit will handle the load of the house and the addition,
Okay.
which my engineer, the architect, will write up because we know that it will, but they have to have it on paper. Because it showed on the actual plans that we were gonna have grills and ductwork, but we're not. We're just having a fan. So that should be no problem. The
Okay.
worst part was approved, the pilings.
Okay. So it seems to be progressing well. Took a while,
I
but
know. And of all days, my husband's not here.
that's right. You're by yourself today. Okay. So, Mr. Fitzell?
The city has no problem granting another 30 days.
Okay. So let's do that.
Awesome.
Let's table it for 30 days. And you can inform us of your progress in 30
Yeah, I
days.
should have this by next week and drop it straight to. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right.
The next case is item number 64, Tanya Harrell, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CEFAW 2015-00165.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello,
What is your full name for the record?
Tanya Harrell.
Okay.
Good evening. Wayne Clark, Code Compliance, City of North Miami. This case is a new case in reference to dilapidated old wood gate at the rear of the property. This is the first time me seeing the owner of the property. I left a card there, I believe it was yesterday, and maybe, I don't know, today she removed the panels. It was an option of either removing the fence, period, or removing and replacing the fence. And I guess you opted to remove the fence,
Yes.
not knowing, I guess, that the poles were part of the fence that needed to be removed too. So what she did was remove the panel sections of the wood fence.
And
And
left the poles.
Right, and either she's gonna replace it or remove the poles. I'll let her, to date, the poles are still there.
Okay.
Yes, I will be replacing it. That's why the poles are there.
Okay, but do you know that you still need a permit when you're replacing it from years ago materials to now? It has to be
Well,
brought up.
when
in
I
code
moved
permit.
there, the fence was there, and that's
Right.
how the fence was when I moved on the
Right.
property. So I don't know anything about a permit.
Well, you're gonna need a permit to put the other fence back up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you, we'll work that out later, I guess.
Well, I'll
Well,
just
I
remove
take
the
it to the-
poles and leave it at that.
You're just gonna leave it, okay?
Yes.
Okay. That's the option? You want to
Yes.
remove the pole? Okay.
Okay.
All right. If that's the case, then,
So I guess you probably need, just give her another, by the
Mhm.
abatement date, you should have it done within 2 weeks, right?
all right.
Set the abatement date.
I'm sorry?
I guess you could set the abatement date.
All right, I find that the violation did exist. I find in favor of the city. I will reset it for 30 days, with an abatement date of April 5th, 2016, and a daily fine amount of $50. So get it done before then, and, Officer Clark can take it off calendar.
Thank
After the
you.
Inspection.
Thank you.
The next case is item number 34, George Louis Fondora, Officer Emin Fitzell, case number CEBCC 2016-0001, and for the record, this customer has item number 35, CENUS 2016-00017.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All right, your full name for the record?
George Louis Fondora.
Okay. $34 and $35.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was cited back on January 20th for commercial boats parked in a residential area under Chapter 29-5601G. Property was posted with notice to appear on February 19th. Affidavit of service was filed. Mailing of notice to appear was mailed on February 19th. The green card was returned and signed. I have some photos of the commercial boats.
Yes, please. Mr. Fundora?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Do you understand the violation?
I do understand the violation. I've spoken to Mr. Fitzell on numerous occasions. One, the ordinance to me is a little bit vague. It says no person shall moorn or any commercial watercraft in public waterway in residential zoning. On my survey, I own 15 feet of the canal. From my dock, 15 feet out. I think that makes it private property. That's the first thing. Second thing, if I am in violation and I have to remove the boats, I explained to Mr. Fitzell, I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. I finally got a receipt today with me that I found a marina, but they don't have any room for both of these boats till May 15th. Like I said, first I'd like to know if the violation is valid in the fact of public. Because I think if I own the waterway 15 feet behind my house, then my boats are in private property, not in public waterway. And if not, and if it is a valid code, which like I said, I'm going to do everything in my power. I pay $13,000 in taxes. You guys are very honored, and we're very honored as citizens to have a inspector as Mr. Fitzell. He's a decent person every time he comes out there. I've tried to work with him hand in hand. I've worked with him with a house that's next to us that we had some squatters. There's no complaints. If I'm not in compliance and I'm breaking the law, then I have to comply, obviously. I'd like to find out. I just spoke to both of the girls to see if they can send me the code to try to find out exactly how it reads. That public is a little bit vague. And I think I've had this problem in the past where Evie wasn't able to really specify, Inspector Evie. And if it is, I'm asking the court to allow me to the day. I have nowhere to put the boat. It's a 34-foot boat. There's no marina in the area. I'm taking it all the way to the Miami River. But like I said, I have a receipt where I've paid for it for both of them. There was 3 boats there. I removed the one that I was able to remove, which I spoke to Mr. Fitzell from in the beginning. And that's where it stands.
And when you said you spoke to the girls, hopefully you're not referring to the city attorney as the girls.
Well, I'm sorry. The ladies, the young ladies, the beautiful ladies. I spoke to both of the ladies that were up there I didn't know that she was a
For
city attorney.
clarification?
I think that's a compliment. Girls, I'd love to be called.
I don't know.
No
about that.
disrespect.
Okay, so,
No disrespect intended, I should say.
okay. Let's, all right, so you feel that it's vague and that, because you own 15 feet of the canal, then you should, you're well within your rights to park.
Well, if it says public and 15 feet of the canal is it's private, it's my property, then I'm not in public waterway.
Okay.
In the public waterway, but.
I know that's your interpretation of it.
No,
Okay.
I asked to get a copy of it so I can have it interpreted, is what I said, just by reading the violation.
Okay, I
But at any rate,
understand.
if it is, like I said, if it is in violation and you guys decide that it is, then I'm asking you guys
Some time to be able to.
to the
Okay,
15th of May, it's the marina's paid, I have a copy of the receipt that they will accept the boats the 15th of May.
15th of May, we are in
Beginning
March.
of March.
That's a long wait. All right, I'll allow the city attorney to speak.
In accordance with Chapter 29, 5-601, subsection G, which regulates commercial watercraft in residential zones, it does state that no person shall cause or allow any commercial watercraft to be docked or moored in any public waterway in the city within any residential zoning district. In my interpretation of public waterway, the entire canal is considered a public waterway. It is synonymous with the street. The canal itself would be the public waterway, and if there is any dock that protrudes out into the waterway, then that would be considered anything on top of the dock, a private part of the private property, but anything that is inside of the waterway would be synonymous with a street. It is a public right-of-way. And because the boat is moored in the canal within the residential zoning district, it is the city's position that the violation stands.
I have a question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
You're saying in the canal, so that means if I put a lift and it's off the canal, then it's legal?
It would still be located within the canal,
Okay, well-
within a residential district in the city.
Okay, so then the 15 feet that is on your survey that you own from your ending of your canal, 15 feet you're responsible for, how does that?
It does not impact the fact that the public waterway, the canal, it's a public waterway. It is the same as a street.
Okay.
All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. You have indicated that you will have a location available to you in May, sometimes in May.
Yes, I said that to Mr. Fitzel from day one. I explained to him that was a problem that I was having with the commercial boats, trying to
Okay.
find a marina that's can accommodate the boats.
Okay. Is it just the size or the availability?
The availability, there was no space. I mean, before, when he came out to the property to talk to me before he cited it, I said to him that I would try to, get the boats out of there as soon as possible. And then I saw him on another occasion, and I said to him that it was till that day,
Okay.
from a month ago, I think it was, or a month before he even cited, or 2 weeks before he cited.
Okay. All right, so, March, April, May, so that would put us within the 90-day mark. So,
Yes, he is trying diligently. He tried last month, he couldn't find any of the marinas with any space, and
right, he shows me a receipt that he already pays for the location, so, hopefully you can have that work out for you. So, again, based on the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. So I will give you the 90 days, but I also which bring us to abatement date, May 31st. Is that about right,
That'll work for me.
Crystal? May 31st, 2016 would be your abatement date, and the daily fine amount is $150.
The boats will be out of there.
All right, sir. You have, I didn't hear the second case yet. Is it the,
nuisance.
Yeah,
Okay,
item
go
number
ahead.
35.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was cited back in February for a nuisance, Chapter 12-19. The nuisance being the boats. One of them being a diesel engine coming in, complaints that they're coming in the middle of the night or early in the morning. Again, this would be settled as soon as he finds dockage space for the boats.
All right, so same ruling, let me, so the cases can run together. Adjudication, 90 days. 150. All right, sir, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a great evening.
You too, sir.
The next case is item number 18, Inez Munoz. Officer Shanna Sanders, case number CEPFY 2015-00380, item number 18.
Yes, who's, Munoz? Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Please state your full name for the record.
Eneris Munoz.
All right, ma'am.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case for a vehicle that is parked on the front lawn that was originally noticed on December 10th. I haven't had any contact with the property owners as of today. I'll let the property owner explain why the vehicle is parked on the property. But as of today, roughly 2:30, the vehicle was still parked on the front lawn.
Ma'am, do you understand the violation?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
When we received the first letter, I didn't understand
What was
The
the
violation,
violation?
yes.
Right.
because in the street there was other cars parked in the same way that we do. So, and there's no other way to, my house is in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, and half of the land belongs to the city, and it's a tree in the middle.
Do you have any photographs?
Yes, I do.
And my
Okay.
son was,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I'll state my name, Hector Xavier Colon. I do also have photos, just in case. The problem, if I may speak on her behalf for just a second.
Sure.
Okay, the problem is, on the letters, we do not have a front swale. We're not sure where the side setback is. The letter offers solutions, but they're not to our understanding. And given the property, we're not really sure where to park. We have no problem with compliance. We just don't know where to actually park.
Okay. Officer Sanders.
And as stated, this case has been going on since December. If they would have given me a call, I could have definitely explained to them where they could have parked. Very much in the front of the property, or on the sides, within the first, I would say, from where the street starts, I would have to guess maybe to say within the first, maybe 6, 7 feet in, maybe 8 to the most along the street area.
Miss Sanders, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
If I may show you a picture so you can show us where on the photo, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's where the side is at. Would that be considered the side setback here?
This is the side of the house?
This is basically the front yard.
If this is the front yard, you can park right here, where these garbage cans are.
Okay, so then we can just move those over. Would it be possible to move those over? See, I have a photo of it. Towards, I guess, around this area. That wouldn't violate anything, correct? If we move those garbage cans to where her van is at, in front of the palm tree there.
They can only be there 24 hours prior to pickup because our city code only allows it to be out there on the front swale. He's asking me about the garbage cans. He has garbage cans sitting on the front swale of the property, and he's asking me, is it okay for him to move the garbage cans over to the side in order for him to park the vehicles there? I just want to make sure that, we know what we're saying and I'm getting on record. I'm explaining to him that he can move them into the private property because our city ordinance only allows the garbage cans to be out.
On pickup days?
Yes,
probably.
before the pickup date. But
Mhm.
where he has the garbage cans that's now in this picture is where he can park the vehicles.
Okay. So you understand, sir? So you guys never had a driveway?
You talk on that one if you don't mind.
It's a large property. You never had a driveway?
No, ma'am. In the 20+ years we've been there, we've never had a driveway.
Okay. And now that you've shown the photographs to the officer and she was able to explain to you where the areas where you can park and not be in violation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So.
And I just want to make sure that I point out, because I know he has, I know I've seen at least 2 or 3 vehicles there. I would just want to point out also, while I'm, the area that I'm showing, he's only allowed to have 2 vehicles parked along the front swale, parked parallel to the house, facing the right direction of traffic. So if there's more than 2 vehicles, he might need to think about maybe getting, a driveway or, parking along the 15th Avenue side of the street.
Would that be the area nearest to the stop sign on 15th Ave?
It's the stop sign on the corner of 15th Avenue. I would say, and again, this is why, and I want to stress while it's being recorded, this is the importance of calling me before the special magistrate hearing, whereas I could have met you at the property, because it's hard for me to, look at pictures and stuff or whatever. I just know it's along the part of 15th Avenue where you can park.
Understood.
Okay. All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. I find that the violation does exist. So, sir, I will give you 30 days, abatement date of April 5th, 2016. But now that you understand where you can park and what the violation is, then you can just move the car. Okay, move it and park it where the officer, in the area or location where the officer has described to you, so that you're not in violation. If she were to go back to do her inspection, then she would see that the vehicle has been moved. Okay, so
Excellent.
adjudication, abatement date of April 5th, 2016, and daily fine amount of 50.
Okay. And one final question, just so that we clarify, so that even though we park there, we don't violate the code. We have to park either direction facing traffic, not facing the house, correct?
Not facing the house. You need to be parked parallel to the house,
Gotcha.
in the
Just
right
wanna
direction
clarify
of
that.
traffic.
Okay,
If
thank
you
you very
need me
much.
to, I could come to the property and show you exactly where, so there's no, misunderstanding or miscommunications. By just looking at this picture, we can set something up, but I'll
Definitely.
show you where to park.
Would you
Great.
be available Friday, just out of curiosity?
Yes, I'm available Friday. We could go to the back
Excellent.
and set something up.
Excellent, thank you so much.
Good. All right, thank you. Good night.
Good night, thank you.
The next case is item number 20. Fabian Pesantes, Officer Edmund Fitzell, case number CEBAP 2015-000001.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, how you doing? Fabian Pesantes.
Very well, thank you.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was posted with notice to appear on February 19th, mailed notice to appear on February 19th, affidavit of service was filed. This was previously adjudicated, and as of today, there is no compliance.
All right, sir, Mr. Pesantes.
Well, as per our last conversation that we had here, we were supposed to try to speak with the people in zoning and try to get a resolution. I didn't know that I had to comply. You didn't say, oh, you have to comply. I never understood that. That's number one.
Okay.
But I have done a bunch of stuff here to find some stuff out. I spoke with the gentleman by the name of Nixon LeBron in zoning.
Okay.
And he says that he actually told me not to file the variance yet. He
Okay.
says that there's a case that they went and they did yesterday, which I have right here that he gave me,
Okay.
that is exactly the
Like your case.
perpendicular issue
Okay.
that they're requesting for that there's already something going on in the city
Mm-hmm.
to get that changed. You want me? I could give it to you so you can see it, because it was actually
Yes.
on the agenda yesterday.
Okay. Are you guys aware of the proposal to amend? Okay, what's going on?
It was heard by the Planning Commission last evening. It is a proposal to change the current ordinance and regulations in regards to the boat. It would impact this case if it were to change. From what I understand, it did get a favorable outcome at the advisory level, which means it will now proceed to the mayor and council for their recommendation as to whether or not they approve it.
Okay.
Which would require 2 readings of the ordinance. So I'm looking at the calendar. I would anticipate the first reading would be March 22nd, the earliest. And if it were to come back right away, it would be the following council meeting, which would be April 5th. And since it would impact the outcome of this case, and there is a fine at this point that we're looking at, I would recommend tabling the case to see if the ordinance is changed in such a way that it legalizes the boat dock. And if not, then we could reconsider at a later date whether or not then at that point, as Mr. LeBron said, a variance would be granted.
Okay. All right, so we're talking more or less 60 days?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
You
sir.
actually said a little bit longer, but I guess we just go through the motions, right?
I mean, that's the soonest I could see would be 60 days. I mean, I do anticipate it coming back on March 22nd, the earliest, and then at that point, it will be up to the mayor and council how long for second reading. Traditionally, it goes 2 meetings in a row, but there are the outside chances that they may take longer to consider the issue.
Okay. So, table 60 days.
Ma'am, I have a question. On this document that you sent me with the order to comply, I'm not getting fined even though I have not removed the vessel. I'm still okay, right?
No, that's why I'm recommending we table it.
Okay.
Because at this point, the ordinance may impact you in such a way that it legalizes your boat dock and you're not looking at the fine.
Okay.
But if the outcome doesn't go that way, then at that point, Mr. Nixon LeBron would be able to guide you through the variance process.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sure you want this
Yes,
back.
definitely.
Okay. All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Girls, take care.
Oh, Lord.
The next case.
Ma'am, no outbursts, please. You have to wait. We will call your name.
The next case is item 40, Jude Simone, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CEBPR 2015-00058, item number 40.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Jude Simeon.
Okay.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I would let him explain where he's at with this now because it's kind of like gotten beyond my point
Okay.
on a lot of these issues. So I guess he will bring you up to par on what's going on with this situation.
Yes. Last time I was here, I was supposed to. I was working with building development and community development and whatever. And what they did, they asked me to remove that a part of the slab, which I did.
Okay.
And they asked me also to bring a new survey of the whatever the work that I've done. I did also, and community development, they approved my my work, and they were supposed to transfer it to a building or something like that. So last time I was supposed to come here, when I realized that nothing was happening, so I went there and asked. They said I need to wait for the city to call me to tell me how much I'm gonna pay for the permit. So since it's been approved by community development, they need to determine how much money I have to pay for the permit. So that's what I'm waiting. Like you, I'm waiting. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but that's what I've been told. I believe 1 week before last hearing. That's why I asked for a postponement last time. I was waiting for them to tell me how much it's gonna cost me for the permit. So I'm still waiting. But I comply with everything they asked me to do, everything that was asked to produce. I produce everything, and that's the point I'm at now.
Sure.
Are you aware?
No.
Okay.
Do you have any documentation from them, or any documentation that you submitted after this point to do the corrections, or any?
I have the survey. That's all I have. That's all I.
Oh,
that's
well, no, that's not gonna.
Yeah, that's the last thing I was supposed to
Produce.
submit the survey and PDF copy, which I did. And when I went back, Miss Brittany told me that it was approved with community development and planning, so it was transferred to building. That's at the point I'm at. And I went to building and asked them, what next? What do I do next? And they tell me I have to just wait. They're gonna call me and tell me how much I'm gonna have to pay.
Yeah, it would have been good to have some type of paperwork. With
They
the
just give me a case number, that's all.
That they requested, you know what I mean? Like the corrections, the paperwork showing corrections that they requested him do to bring it into compliance.
And that they have approved, they have approved the,
I need to get that
the
from
work.
Right.
From who do I get that from?
Well,
Well,
get it
you said
between
the part-
CP&D,
right.
Whatever their findings were, they should have gave you some paperwork,
Something
a
in
letter or
writing,
something.
right.
Right. That shows that
You said that their portion of the work is done and it's been
Yes.
approved, and now they've transferred it to
Yeah, that's what Miss Winchester told me.
building. And now you're waiting on building
I'm
too.
just waiting because I said, is there any paper? She said, no, we just transfer it to building, so you just have to contact them, and which I did. They just asked me to wait until they tell me how much I'm gonna have to pay. So I don't know how it works.
As for you already submitted application prior to this
Yes,
with a fee, right?
yes, I did. I did all that.
Okay, so what are you waiting for the building department for? Schedule an inspection?
I don't know if that's what they're gonna do, but
I think that's probably what it is, so
probably
they
the
can come
next
out
step.
and see if you did, in fact, do it correctly or whatever. But like I tell most, you're gonna have to follow up with the building department, keep calling or go by or whatever, and stay on top of it, because it could just be, in fact, just sitting there. If you say you're waiting, and you have to follow up on it. I mean, if you wait on them, it could be. I'm not saying, throwing the city under the bus, but you have to follow up on it, because it could, it could be an error. They could be just sitting there in the box, or anything. So you have to follow up on those things. Instead of waiting a month or two, and we'll still be back.
yeah, it's been a month.
I suggest you go visit them at your earliest and see what's going on,
I will do so.
and try and get some paperwork.
Definitely.
Yeah, if they can give
That's
your
all I need.
printout, if they're reading stuff from the computer, maybe they can give your printout. That would give us a better understanding as to where we are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we're looking at about what?
Huh?
We're looking at probably about what, 8 months in? If not more, this started in June.
In
2015.
June of 2015,
Yeah.
right,
This is getting ridiculous,
yeah.
Either you'll call me tomorrow,
Okay.
somehow
you
reach
have a
out to
card?
me, the office, and I'll go and myself also and see what's going on.
Okay.
If it's
Great.
in fact, what you're telling me, and then I'll try and see if I can help expedite it a little faster. And let's get this thing closed out.
Okay, so I'll table it for 30 days?
Cool.
Okay. All
Thank
right,
you.
sir, thank you. Good luck to you.
The next case is item number 62, Susana Miranda, Officer Monica Frederick, case number CEFAW 2015-00098, item number 62.
She's been quite restless all evening.
Read all of them now.
No, I wanna ask the judge.
Hold on. Let's do this in order, okay?
Yes,
Wait till the judge say ready, set, go for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Susana Miranda. I live in 12325 Northeast 11th Place, and I've been living there for 20 years. And my husband died 2 years ago, and then deported my brother, and then I'm disabled, and I asked permission to help me. I have the silver paper here. I have the permission to put a fence. Everybody put a fence with no permission. I understand. Okay. but sorry, man. I come over here I already paid to. I'm bipolar. I take all this medication and depression, and then imagine it. So I asked permission.
Okay.
To, excuse me. I already paid $35.
All right. Let me stop you for. Let me stop you for a second.
Yes,
ma'am. Okay. I don't know anything about your case, so I'm going to turn over to the code enforcement officer and allow her the opportunity to testify, and then I will give you an opportunity to respond. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm from Mexico. I want to go back to my country. For what? I haven't seen my brother. My brother died of cancer in Mexico. In Mexico, they're killing people like they're killing chicken. But that's okay. I list the officer, Merrick. She the one put me in my. I want to put the fence in the back. I already paid today. Okay. That's your speech. Thank you.
Okay.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This case is for offenses and wall violation. This case was opened up and failed on May 11th, 2015, but I allowed the resident more time because of her situation. The hearing was mailed and certified on February 19th, 2016, and it was posted to the property on February 22nd, 2016. I have pictures for the array.
Okay.
What? Now. Are you talking about at 2015? Nah, take a picture right now. I clean the.
That picture was taken today, around 2:30.
I'm going to put a yard. That's 2015, right? You take the picture yesterday?
Today at 2 o'clock.
Today at 2 o'clock. Oh my God. Well, give me a copy of the picture. Tomorrow you go, okay?
All right.
I just need
okay.
time.
Show her what it is that. What am I looking at?
The reason why you can't really see it is because
And the alley.
That's the alleyway. Yes, she's correct, and it's the material is like made of chicken wire.
Yeah, because my husband died 95 and a half, and he put patches because he was from Cuba, and I'm from Mexico, and we have the right to give me time.
The front of the property has
No, I put the fact.
Okay, you really have to allow the officer to testify, ma'am. And I promise I will give you an opportunity to respond, make a statement, okay? But let me understand the case first.
Yes.
Okay? All right, so I'm looking at the alleyway. Is that?
The photo that I submitted on the phone is the picture of the front of the property, which depicts that she has a regular chain link fence on the side. But the rear of the property shows that she has more of a chicken wire and wood material.
Okay.
So the violation was supposed to be that she needs to either remove the chicken wire fence and obtain a regular fence.
All right, Miss Miranda?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
please, officer, I went today to get a permission to take the chicken wire. You know who put the chicken wire? My husband was 95 and a half. Okay, thank you, officer. Now, right here is the permission because I don't know what I have to do. I'm disabled.
And when you said you got permission, are you saying that you went to the city and applied?
I paid $35 because I had to deal with people.
Speak into the microphone. We'll go back and.
I'm sorry, I had to deal with people that I don't even know. I'm by myself. I don't have nobody here. My sons, I don't want to lose my house. I paid today for the permission. I'm going to put the back fence and wood, okay? But the other things, give me time.
All right, you want to look at the paperwork that she has?
Please.
From here, it looks,
I'm trying to save my house.
I understand, ma'am. I understand.
yeah, she paid the $35 upfront fee. She has a copy of the money order that she paid with, and she has a
My
sketch.
son's in Georgia.
I understand, ma'am.
She has a sketch of the survey for her property.
I did today.
Okay. All right.
I'm too old to be a hustling woman, you know. I'm very old.
Okay, let's try to work.
Will you please try to buy my house? I sell the house for you, okay?
Let's try to work through this.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. I will change the back fence.
I don't want you to get upset and no, I'm not buying your house.
No,
But let's.
no, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, let's make sure you keep your house. We want you to
Yes,
keep your
ma'am.
house. We just want you to
I
be
don't want
in
to go back to
compliance.
Mexico because they kill my family.
Okay, nobody's talking about deporting you, ma'am. I don't know what your immigration
I'm
circumstances are. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So
I'm gonna put the back fence.
you're going to put.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I did want to put. Just give me.
You just need time, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And you
officer.
paid this today? Was
Yes.
this done today? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
I'm
she's
sorry.
working on it. She's trying.
I was right when I was 12 years old,
Okay,
and I
ma'am.
give a little girl in Mexico, and I don't know where she is. Thank you, and God bless you. And thank you very much to take pictures.
Okay.
Yes, officer.
So how much time
Sorry.
are we allowing her? 60, 90?
I'm putting the backwood. I take that chicken because my husband was 95 years and a half, and he had 2 dogs, okay? And imagine, Cuban people and Mexican, I mean, we're trying to survive in the United States. I'm proud to be in America, and I love you. And God bless you.
All right, ma'am. Thank
How
you.
much
Let's-
time you give me?
Okay.
I'm sorry, officer. I was just a little depressed.
I'm sorry?
I was just a little depressed.
You
I
were-
love, well, no, I want to, my son is in Georgia, my other son in South Carolina, and my other son got killed in Afghanistan 6 years ago. And other one, but I'm trying to survive.
I think you're a survivor.
Jesus
and-
Christ bless me with you. And
Okay.
thank you very much for the pictures.
All right.
God
Okay, I
bless
think
you.
that, okay.
Can you give me some time? I put the back fence, and my back fence is not going to look like chicken.
Hold on one second. Yes, sir?
Senior citizen.
That they're not reaching out to help this lady. Meanwhile, we have other properties that are getting $10,000 to put in new windows, to put in new driveways. I just think that the city, great, I love code. I'm just saying that I feel so horrible that this lady is here when there are programs to help her that she's obviously not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I applied last year to pay my house. I clean my house. You know, he's a very smart Sigmund Freud psychological. Thank you.
Speak
Thank
into the
you,
microphone.
God bless you. He said right because I'm a senior citizen, you know. I raised 4 boys, and it's not fair. I've been here 32 years in the United States, and I've been here living 22 years. Everything, not Miami, not Miami. I'm trying to I trying to fight for
Is
seniors.
there any program that can assist somebody in her condition? I mean, I don't want to jump the gun and say she's disabled, but, what she's displaying here today, is there anything that, I know that she already paid the $35 and so on, but,
Beautification project, it's not anything even to qualify about being disabled. It's income, and I'm sure she's.
speaking to the microphone.
It's the program that I'm referring to that the city is building and zoning is giving grants to individual property owners. That is based on not necessarily disability, but on income qualifications. Now, I don't know this lady, I've never met her.
No.
But my point is that I think that there should be some representation to help this poor lady out.
I understand.
I
And
make
you're right.
$747. I pay everything. I trying to survive. Thank you very much. I got modification for my house in 20 years. Only I'm suffering there. But I have my disabled check here. $734. I only had two rooms in my house. Last year I rent one room and the man came. I'm sorry, African American. I love you, African American. And he stole all my furniture last year to make $400 for one room. I only had two rooms in my house. Thank you very much. I really love you.
Okay.
He
All
was
right.
right. He has a very Sigmund Freud psychological. He has a very good point of view because senior citizens deserve
Here's
to be
here's
helped.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna table this case. I'm not gonna make a decision on it.
I've been through college. I came here to pick tomatoes. I'm sorry to talk to you that way. I apologize. But since my husband died 2 years, I've been struggling by myself.
Understood, ma'am.
They killed my son 4 years ago in Afghanistan.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But that's okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Medication or drinking doesn't get no way.
Okay.
I'm trying to fight society, and I love to be.
If there is any program that she should, that you believe
He
that
has
she
a
may-
very good point of view.
Okay, so
work with her. See what
CPND
can be done.
CPND has a paint program and a roof program, but I had the same issue with another resident. They don't really provide fence programs, but
okay.
she can walk in herself and talk to either Marie or somebody.
Give her the information so that she knows where to go, and try to speak to someone and see what can be done. Ma'am, speak to the code enforcement officer, okay? I'm going to table your case for 30 days to give you an opportunity, meaning that I'm not making a decision on it. I'm giving you 30 days to work something out with the city and see whether or not there's any program that you would be eligible for. And then we'll see what happens. And I know that you had already filed and you already paid the $35. Let's see what happened within 30 days, and then we can come back and revisit this issue, okay?
Yes, officer. I'm going to put my back fence. That's it. Give me time, at least 6 months, to put the other fence.
And that's the only one that's before me today, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Okay,
back fence.
it's the back fence. That's the only thing that's in
They
front
look
of me
like a
today.
chicken. I'm sorry.
Okay,
But chickens in Mexico and chicken here.
all right.
Chicken.
Okay, ma'am.
And he have a very good point of view.
Yes, he does. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
And I applied City of North Miami to pay my house 2 years ago. And they don't even care for my application.
All right.
Very good and welcome to the United States. Now, I love you. I don't know what wins, but I went to college. I'm a nurse. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
He has a Sigmund Freud psychological good point of view.
Okay,
I've
sir.
been through 2 years of college. Now I'm learning computers.
Great. Good for you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Let's call the next case.
The next case is item number 3, Anita Gill, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CEZPU 2015-00036, item number 3.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All right. Your full name for the record?
Jose Jimenez.
Jose Jimenez, yes. Who's our code enforcement officer on this? Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Jimenez, can we pass your case for 5 minutes till the officer comes back? We'll recall your case, okay? All right.
The next case is item number 23, George Dotzler, Officer Edmund Fitzel, case number CESEA 2015-00006, item number 23.
Good evening, sir. Your full name for the record?
George Dotzler, D-O-T-Z-L-E-R.
All right, thank you.
George with a G.
Yes.
Sir, can you pull the mic towards you? Thank you.
All right.
Dotzler, D-O-T-Z-L-E-R. George
Yes.
with a G.
Yes.
Edmund Fitzel, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This case was previously adjudicated. This property was posted with notice to appear on February 19th. Notice to appear was mailed out on February 19th, and affidavit of service was filed. As of today, I'd let you, you gave an abatement date. I'll let Mr. Dotzler give you an update where he's at, nothing has been submitted with Durham yet for the seawall.
Well,
Okay.
I have an order to comply that is not, it doesn't say anything. It's blank. And then your order was $100 a day, and it says $250 a day. So I'd like you to take a look at the order to comply, perhaps fill out what it is I'm supposed to do, and please amend the amount to what you ruled in January, if that's possible. May I show this to somebody?
Sure. Send it forward.
So is it $100 a day? But why does it say 250? Okay. We've done a survey. You've seen the survey, haven't you?
No, I have not.
It was emailed to you.
Okay, I have not.
Okay, I have it electronically here. I can show you.
Okay, I mean, I don't need to see the seawall. It just needs to be submitted with Durham
I'm just
paperwork.
saying, I have done the survey.
Okay.
I've been in contact with an engineer, and he's looked at the property, and he wants me to get soil testing done. Here's an executed contract with the soil testing company that I also sent you earlier today.
I saw it.
I'm having a great deal of trouble finding a contractor. The guy who wants to do the job, I have very bad things told me about him from people who've used him before. The guy I want to use for the job, everybody says he's great, but he's busy. And I can't seem to get him to do the job. Now, my engineer, who's also a good friend, he says he can guide me through it and that we can hire subcontractors to do the work, and he's suggesting that I just do it myself. I guess it would be like a homeowner contractor sort of thing. I'm not sure of the proper terminology. My preference is to give it to Glenn Larson. But he's so good, he did the boat show for the city of Miami, and now he's working on the Fort Lauderdale boat show. They put in the temporary floating docks on pilings, and that's what he's doing right now. So I can't get him engaged in my project right now. So anyway, we're going forward with the paperwork, plans, soil testing. I've reached out to people, and I had another guy who was recommended, and he says, look, I'm sorry, I don't do work in Keystone anymore. The seawalls were built very poorly to begin with, and I lost a lot of money there at times, and he doesn't want to work there. I don't know why it is I can't find somebody. And the one guy that wants to do the job, every time I call somebody he worked with,
Bad references?
bad references. I mean,
Okay.
I have a contract, and I read the contract, and I can see the problem. because he's telling me one thing, and then the contract says different things. Reputable builders are telling me that how deep the piling should go, and his pilings are only 24 feet, and they should go like 30 plus feet where I am. And the walls themselves should be like 15, 18 feet down, and he only wants to build 10-foot walls. So no, I can't use him. I've been searching the internet trying to find somebody to do the job. Nobody wants this more than I do. I would love to be able to use my back and enjoy it. Right now it's sinking into the water. I have the money to do the job, I just can't find somebody to do it. So here I am, just doing everything myself. And I don't know, these are
Madam
things that need to
Magistrate,
be done.
There's three major companies that do seawalls in all of Dade County. I gave Mr. Dotso the names of them. He prefers not to use those because they're a little more pricier than
No,
the
that's
company
not
found.
the case.
That's what
I
you
didn't
told me,
know
sir.
that.
So there's three major corporations, and if you need me to give you the numbers to all three of them again tomorrow, I will. But there's
Please.
three companies that do all the work. I've given them to them before. Miami Beach Seawall, I won't give them all over the air here.
Miami
But
Beach.
there's three seawall
Miami
companies that
Beach
do all the
is
work
the
in
one
Dade County.
that's no good. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll give you the other
And
two
there's Glenn
tomorrow.
Larson with
I'll give them to you tomorrow.
All right, so basically, you haven't been able to retain a company to start the process.
I've retained an engineer, and we're going forward with, I've done the survey. He's working on plans, but he cannot finish his plans until I do soil testing at the site. He wants to design the wall properly on the conditions that are there. I've contracted for the soil test. They're coming out next Wednesday.
Okay.
I mean, as soon as we have the soil test, then probably in a couple of weeks, I'll have my drawings. And then I'll go to Durham and I'll do whatever I can myself. And it's not about the money. It really is not about the money. I've contacted the Miami Beach guy, and he's the one that nobody likes. I've contacted Glenn Larson, who's the other one. I don't know who the third person is. Please tell me. I'd be more than happy to give them a shot.
Okay, Officer Fitzell will give you the list. Do we want to, go ahead.
I mean, at this point, he's not gonna have everything done in 30 days, where he's at.
I figured
No,
that.
this is
So,
impossible.
I'm saying, excuse me, sir, so at least 60 days, because for him to get the paperwork submitted to Durham, Durham's gonna take a week or two. So the soil should take another week. I mean, it's gonna be a month and a half before he can get his paperwork, over a month before he can get it down with Durham. But he's gonna have to pick somebody else. There's only three big corporations that do the work here in Dade County. So,
All right, sir, I'm gonna give you 60 days. And the next time you come here, I really wanna hear that we're making progress.
I'm not
And
gonna
that
have
you
a
are
seawall
contracted.
in 60 days.
I'm sorry?
I'm not gonna have a seawall in 60 days.
No, wait, that's
we're
not what I
asking for the
said.
Class 1 permit from Durham is what we're asking for.
Right, I'm not saying that you're gonna build, everything will be built within 60 days. That's not what we're saying.
If you could, with the information that you're gonna send me, I don't know if it's too much trouble for you, but if you could just say, these are the steps you need to do, and if you could put them in order, I'll follow your.
The marine companies will tell you the steps that they take care of everything from step A to the end. They do all the paperwork for you. They bring it to Durham. They do all the work.
I honestly can't even get Glenn Larson to answer the phone anymore. I mean, he's ignoring my calls.
All right,
If
so
there's a third company, I'll reach out to them.
60 days.
Thank you.
For the record, Your Honor, I have conferred with the code enforcement clerk, who has indicated that a new order to comply will be issued with the correct code section notated.
All right.
The next case is item number 3, Anita Gill, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CEZPU 2015-00036, item number 3.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I'm sure you're aware of this case.
Yes.
It's been ongoing with some legalities with ownership of the property. I went over there day 4 yesterday. I called him to schedule an inspection,
Yo fue el día anterior. Yes.
and he was not there. But I was on via phone. His mother was told to let me in, but he was kind of confused. As I see today, when I talked to him a little earlier, he thought it was in reference to the repairs and that part of the property, which I explained to him it had nothing to do with today's case. And he understood. And I told him also when I went in, I was supposed to go in and re-inspect to make sure no one was occupying that part of the house, which has its own separate entrance. And lo and behold, I walked in and there was a lady in there. Now, I don't know if that's the same tenant that was in there prior to that he's been trying to evict or not. I'd have to ask him that.
It is the same.
Oh, okay. Because it was so long ago when I first encountered him, she was with, I think, her son. Correcto? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't know why she's still there, but it's not in compliance until she is removed and that has ceased being used as a secondary unit in a single family.
It
So-
needs to be painted.
No, he's
Only
still
painted.
confused.
I'm sorry, sir. Okay, go ahead.
It has nothing to do with the minimum housing violations. That was a total
No tiene que ver
another
nada,
case.
nada con esa otra cosa, dice. Es otra cosa diferente totalmente.
It is, explain to him, it is for the person living in that part of the
Se
house.
refiere a la
separately.
persona que vive en esa parte, en ese lugar en la casa.
Mañana me toca corte a la 1:30.
Ah.
Quería saber si del caso ya.
I have a court hearing tomorrow at 1:30, and the case is going to be decided tomorrow.
Correct. Also, yeah, note to that, I was subpoenaed to show up to that hearing in reference to this situation with the eviction and probate and all that. So they requested me be there also. So he is telling the truth.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna keep postponing this case. There's nothing left to do.
Right. So hopefully tomorrow says a lot. We get a good result and can move forward.
All right, so let's table it 30 days. And,
Well, let me ask him this, excuse me, Special Magistrate, because ask him, is that case in reference to the eviction or in reference to the probate hearing or combination? Is it for the eviction?
Tomorrow's hearing?
Yeah.
La audiencia de mañana es en relación a la es to the eviction.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Okay, 30 days sounds good to me.
all right, sir.
Thank you.
We're gonna table it for another 30 days.
Otros 30 días.
With the understanding that you have a court date tomorrow on the eviction.
Sabemos que
Hopefully,
corte mañana.
it will
Esperamos que
finalize tomorrow,
mañana se llegue a terminar esa parte.
because once you get the eviction
Una vez que
done,
usted
then
consiga la-
that would
Yes,
resolve,
desalojo, entonces
hopefully
ya se puede
resolve this
puede
case.
resolver el caso.
You said he has another case here?
No,